Massive thanks to the mad lads and ladies supporting the channel. The doggos say thanks. Hey everyone, it's time for some more Monster Hunter. Today we're going to do something pretty quick and easy. All we're really going to do is kill a couple of Gendrome. Now, something I've noticed, this is one of those quote-unquote modded quests that I was talking about last time. This is one of those Western release quests. Something I've noticed about these quests is that, firstly, call me crazy, but the AI actually seems to be a bit easier compared to, let's say, the multiplayer AI in this game. But even on top of that, these quests literally do just seem to be either the same as multiplayer quests or just scaled down versions of multiplayer quests. Now, that said, I know we've already fought the Gendrome several times on this channel, and honestly, I was actually really stressing out, like, man, how am I going to edit this down? Because usually whenever I make, like, edited projects, you know, like whenever I first started out, it's because something's still new and fresh, and I have something witty and funny to say about it, and I kind of have a clear plan of what I'm going to be doing. Also, I actually don't have as much, you know, I have had more free time back then, I guess. I wasn't trying to put as much effort into making content, or at least getting content out there. That said, now I decided to make a decision that I'm not going to worry as much about content creation, or not content creation, about editing stuff down to make it, like, funny and super neat. But to counteract that, I've decided that I at least for now, I won't be putting videos on Patreon like a week early, because it would feel wrong. Because if my videos aren't really, like, high quality, as an example, then what right do I have to say, you know, they have enough quality that, oh, give me money, you see these early. And I know that before, whenever I was considering that, it's because I was thinking, okay, well, I was able to edit this stuff down pretty well before, but now it's like, I'm not worried about editing it down as much, because it's not really something that I know will really be viable in terms of time, at least not right now. So that's another thing I was saying, that as far as, like, putting off Monster Hunter G until I get later on, until when I have, like, more free time to actually edit stuff down. I do want to make stuff that's high quality, so what I'm going to be doing is I'll just kind of be beating up the Gendrome. If I find some place I can put in a cheeky-breaky little edit, then I'll throw that edit in. But if I can't find some place to put a good edit in there, I'm not really going to stress out too much about it and try to force something. Because at the end of the day, I don't really think I'm a funny person, and I was never really trying to be funny. I guess more so than anything, I was just giving a little sass. And usually when I can give a little bit of sass, I can edit stuff down around it, and to me that's actually kind of amusing. Not really funny per se, but just like, oh, huh, you know, that's pretty funny. Well, I mean, I guess I kind of just went around and talked in a circle there, because yeah, that's me saying it is funny. Either way, I'm sure most of you can understand what I mean. Still though, the Gendrome in single player, this is low rank by the way, so it's nothing too crazy. He's already running and it's only been a minute maybe. A minute or two. This guy, he's pretty. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and beat this guy up. Looks like we already got him dealt with. I'm not even gonna worry about carving him, because these Vespoid are not worth the irritation, and I'm gonna run over to Area 8. Also, just as I wanted to slip it in there, did you guys know Discord is trying to go public now? So, yeah, that doesn't look good for the future of Discord. Unless they, I don't know. It's not something I'm going to delve into too much, because this isn't exactly going to be a Yap video, but Discord going public and having to be at the whims of shareholders and investors and stuff, it's one of the reasons why I don't like, you know, having to bend the knee to advertisers, so to speak. If I ever get into a position where it's necessary, I might have to consider it, you know, in terms of, like, having ads on the videos, but it's not something I really want to do, nor would it be something that I do unless I was actually going to be homeless. And let's be real, the people up in Discord, they are not having to worry about that. I remember back in, I think it was 2021, they cut 17% of their staff just because, oh, it'll make us scroll quicker. And, yeah. Anyway, now that I've slept my daily dose of grandstanding politics into this video, I really don't do that on purpose. Really, I do just love Monster Hunter, but I also love pretty much all things video gaming. I like the tech hardware coming out. Like, I'm actually saving up for a GPD Win 4, I believe it is. And the reason why I'm saving up for it, the GPD Win 4 and then, like, these, I think it's, like, Air 2S or something like that, Rainier glasses. Because the reason why I'm saving up for it is because I want to pretty much get, like, a little display, right, or, like, a little handheld, And also I can use the glasses in my computer as well, so that's mostly why. What I'm hoping will happen is that with the Ray 2S glasses or whatever, they'll count as a monitor if I hook them up to my computer, and then I can turn off the main screen, and I'll have these nice OLED glasses on a big screen, and I could probably do ultra-wide on it. I don't know if I actually can, but we'll see if I can actually like, customize it to like ultra-wide gaming and stuff. And what I'm hoping is that if I do use it, it'll really save on the battery life. Because, yeah, it'll still be working internally, but I'm thinking it'll help with the device because you won't have to put as much stress on the internals, projecting a display onto a large screen, but also to help with, like, the battery life because since it's putting less power out, I mean, assuming that the main screen on the laptop isn't counted into that, it's actually like, completely turned off whenever you disable it in Windows, then, yeah, I'm hoping it'll actually make it a lot nicer for... Oh, what was I saying? Honestly, I forgot what I was saying. My brain likes to die sometimes. But yeah, honestly, I'm just hoping it'll save on the battery life, and as I said, I do want to do the whole van lifing thing. I've already got a couple ideas of what I'm going to do. My biggest concern was really... mostly just AC and heating for me and my dogs, and I've already got that taken care of, I think, because there's like this EcoFlow thing. It's expensive, but if I get a big enough solar panel with a big enough, like battery thing, power bank or whatever, it should actually run. So yeah, I'm really excited to do all that for you guys. And gals. Honestly, what I might do, we gotta slay the Rathian quest. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do this quest just to kind of get it out the way. I don't think the video is gonna be too long, and honestly, I want these videos to be a little bit lengthy, like, you know, 12 to 15 minutes like they usually are. Mostly just because I want to put some out there that's going to be like one and done. I know some people actually like to watch my content or hear me yap and stuff, so yeah, that is something I do try to take into consideration because that is something that I want to be able to provide. I want to be able to provide a consistent experience, I guess. So let's go ahead and beat up a Rathian. She is a low-rank Rathian, but I have no doubt she is absolutely going to whip my butt. And for those of you who like, of course there's bullfango here! Yeah, those of you who like seeing me suffer, looks like we'll actually get plenty of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and beat up these bullfango. I'm hoping they'll stop each other. They do not stop each other. Oh my goodness gracious alive and mighty. I really don't want to get knocked out of the zone. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's looking like that might happen. Yes, I got knocked out of the zone. So what I'm hoping will happen is I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna kill the bullfango that are there. Honestly, this is a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage! How about a little more?
Like, just take 3 or 4 bullfango in an area, and yeah, you got a pretty bad time. They've already done a considerable amount of damage to my health, even compared to like what a normal monster would do. Keep in mind, these are low-rank bullfango, so this is definitely not something I am very happy about. On top of that, what you do, the reason why I wait for them to charge before I actually attack them is because whenever they're doing their prep to charge, they can actually change their charge direction quite sharply. So maybe if you stand like directly behind them, you don't have to worry about getting hit. But if you're like standing off to the side, then yeah, it's not going to be a good time. Thankfully, since these are low rank bullfango, I don't have to worry as much about, you know, them having a lot of health. Although even for low rank monsters, they are pretty tanky. What I'm going to do, because I'd call those bullfangos, I'm just going to go ahead and use a mini whetstone. Now, I know the Rathian usually spawns in, I think it's area 4. So let's go ahead and run over there and see if we can get rid of it. Obviously, there's going to be bullfango here, so that's not going to be very fun. Thankfully, I think I can kind of take them out with a full combo here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good there. So I just got to kind of keep up the attack here and try to beat up these bullfango. This one right here, it's kind of isolated, so I'm going to go ahead and beat this one up. I completely forgot they had an attack where they can damage you while staying in place. Thankfully, though, not thankfully, though. I was going to say thankfully he actually didn't hit me with that charging attack, but I'm just going to go ahead and move out of the way here and see if I can get them from the side, because really that's the best way you can do it. Thankfully, these two grouped up, I can kind of get them both at the same time. Although, it's something I've noticed about this mod I was talking about, the Monster Hunter 1 JP Plus mod, since I'm doing the attacks on the face buttons, it's a little bit hard to do your inputs properly sometimes. It's like, whenever I only did that attack right there, doing that third attack, like the third part of the bread and butter combo, that can be a little bit difficult at times. Although I'm not too worried, I know that I've used the mini whetstone already, so I'm probably going to avoid doing that right now. I'm a little surprised Rathian isn't here because usually she spawns in Area 4, but at this point, I'm kind of just doing what I can to take down all the bullfango because I know they won't respawn, and they're honestly going to be the biggest problems I really have with this map. Obviously, the Iodrome being here with them being as tanky as they are, they can be a little bit of a problem, but they're not anywhere near as big of a problem as the bullfango are going to be, so... also on top of that, I think they also respawn infinitely, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill the bullfango, and hopefully the Iodrome won't be too much of a problem. Although I do want to kill them and test and see if they do respawn. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one down and see what happens. Alright, yeah, so it looks like they do infinitely respawn. So I'm just going to go ahead and search for Rathian and see if I can take her out. Now, Rathian might take about 10 minutes to take out, but I'm going to do what I can to just blitz her down as quickly as possible. I know Rathian doesn't usually show up in this area right here. And if you listen, it's a little bit easy to mistake the footsteps, or like the jumps of these little guys for the wing beats of the Rathian. So you really gotta keep your ears and eyes out in this area right here. But I don't think she ever really spawns or goes to Area 5 too much. Although it looks like she is now in Area 2. So let's just go ahead and throw a paintball to get her out the way. And since she's flying off, I'm gonna use a ration. Obviously, like I said, this is just a low rank Rathian, so I don't have as much to worry about as I do with the high rank. She can still do quite a bit of substantial damage to me, but all I really have to worry about is the tail flip, the little spin attacks there. She does have this triple fireball attack, but the biggest thing about Rathian is her charges. Obviously, like I said in my first video about her, she has some thicker thighs. And because of that, she tends to be on the ground a lot more than the Rathalos. And because of that, you'll primarily be fighting her on the ground. It's kind of like, I guess, a reskin Viserys almost in that aspect. Or, I don't know. Maybe not a Viserys, probably like a Young Kutku. Like a bigger Young Kutku. Because if Young Kutku had triple fireballs and a poison tail flip attack, I guess it's basically like a first-gen Young Garuga now that I think about it. But obviously, it's just Rathian. There isn't really too much to think about there. Oh, yeah, like I said, though, you really do have to worry about those charges, because they can come out pretty quickly, pretty instantaneously, and if they hit you, they can do a decent little chunk of damage. Probably about almost as much as the first aid man with this Rathalos armor on. I am actually really surprised at how well this armor is holding up, though. This is still the low-rank Rathalos armor. I don't think I've upgraded a single piece of this. Now, I am using the Blazing Falchion, and that's like the max level of the Sword and Shield, the Rathalos Sword and Shield. But at the same time, it's still, like, I don't think the weapon has anything to do with the armor. The fact that I'm taking so little damage when I'm using, and you also fight Rathalos before Rathian. So that's something else I thought was pretty funny. You fight Rathalos before Rathian, and still, the amount of damage that's being reduced here from using this armor is quite substantial because of the fact I'm using Rathalos armor. And I know I talk about enjoying Rathalos armor in every game. It does really, like, even in Monster Hunter Wilds, for example, it does seem to be the, like, the go-to armor where it's just doing well for me. Because, yeah, Rathalos armor tends to be pretty good in these games. Something else I thought was pretty interesting is that, if Rathian does a tail flip, obviously she's going to poison you, but for some reason, if she does, like, her tail spin attack, she actually won't poison you with her tail, which I thought was a funny little bit of inconsistency, but I don't know, maybe it was because the devs considered it a bit too difficult if Rathian would poison you every time she hits you with a spinning tail attack. It's just something I thought was interesting because it seems like it's just a little bit of inconsistency there, but it applies to all games. So, like, even in, I don't know, all the other Monster Hunter games, oh, man, yeah, that was definitely a bad idea there. I'm just going to try to dodge out of the way there and just go head on right here and then dodge out the way. But in terms of, yeah, Rathian's tail attack, in pretty much all the Monster Hunter games, if she hits you with her tail attack, it won't poison you, which I always thought was really, really interesting. Also, whenever she's enraged, she will sometimes do the charge, and then she'll, like, stop right in front of you, and then she'll, like, go for a bite or something like that, which I always thought was pretty funny. Of course, I'm just going to go ahead and block this. I don't trust my ability to get out the way, but, oh, man, yeah, that's not good. Whenever she's enraged, she can do quite a bit of damage, or at least knock you around quite a bit, so do be mindful of your stamina, and obviously don't get hit by a tail attack. Remember, in Monster Hunter 1, they can only spin to the... Wait, can they spin to the right? Did she spin to the right? I don't remember. I swear I remember them only being able to spin in, like, one direction in the first game, but my knowledge might have gotten a little rusty over the last 8 months. Or at least, you know, since the last time I've seriously progressed. Yeah, so she is spinning to the right. It does make me wonder if she can actually spin to the left at all. So I'm going to try to stick to her right side, because if she can't spin to the left, then I should be okay. Or was she spinning to the right? For some reason, I'm just really having a hard time braining this morning. Now, really what I found is the best thing to do is, just in general, what I'll do is I'll try to stay close to her side. So, like, right underneath her right wing, that's usually where I go, and I'm pretty safe there, because obviously whenever she charges, if you're, like, maintaining a healthy enough distance, then you won't get hit by it. But also, for some reason, I swear that's supposed to be the armored part of her body is her, you know, legs and body, but I don't really have any issues with bouncing on her thighs, so man, do not take that out of context. Anyway, yeah, so it's just the fact that I can do damage there, and then obviously if she kind of, you know, charges at you, you're at a safe enough distance where you don't have to worry about it as much, and even on top of that, it's just her attacks, they just have a hard time hitting you there for some reason. So yeah, in terms of like an area to kind of exploit and have a pretty easy time, I usually found her right side to be pretty good for that. Although, with her flying up and down like this, I am worried she's wasting time on have to use the paintball. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and use the safety paintball, but it looks like she's going... Oh, she's actually going to Area 5. Well, never mind what I said earlier about her not really going there much. So, it looks like we're going to have to contest with at least 10 or 15 different prey monsters. Wasp of prey, eye of prey, again prey. Oh, okay. Well, I swear it felt like more. Okay, maybe like 5, but... yeah, it feels like a lot more when you're running through there with an egg or a crystal or something. So I'm just going to paintball real quick, and then... oh, I was going to Superman dive out the way, but I wasn't able to get it off in time, so... I'm just going to try to come back here and beat her up, and hopefully the Gen Prey doesn't paralyze me. Something else to keep in mind is that you really should be mindful of your stamina management, because as you can see there, because I was kind of low on stamina, I almost didn't make out of the way of the second attack. That time I did get hit, though. And obviously, with all these guys in the way, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to actually heal and combat her effectively. But what I can do is I can try to lead them all in the way of her attacks and get paralyzed, I guess. I'm actually surprised that didn't hit me. So I guess you have a couple of iframes whenever you get, like, paralyzed proper. But I'm going to see if I can get them in the way of her attacks. Yep, just like that. And hopefully she can help with taking them out with her charges. I'm going to try to play it a little bit safe, though, because I don't want to get hit by the Get Praise while I'm beating up on Rathian. But I'm still going to try to stick to her right leg, like I said before, and then dodge out, well, try to dodge out of the way of her little wind gust. That is another thing. You can also get stunned by the wind gust, and I'll guarantee you get hit by a small monster attack. And if they're, like, poisoning at you or something, or if the Gen Prey hits you and they paralyze you, that can obviously do quite a bit of damage and cause you quite a bit of trouble. The biggest thing to worry about with her right leg, though, is that with her taunt, she does kind of like rake her claw across the ground, and whenever she does that, it does actually hit you. So do be mindful of the taunts, because they can do quite a bit of damage. Also, obviously, try not to get poisoned by the Eye of Prey. I'm kind of in a bit of trouble here because I didn't bring along any antidotes. So I'm definitely in a bit of a bad situation, but I'm still going to see if I can get these guys to die and leave me alone, because I really don't want to deal with that. Oh, Rathian's charging. Yep. I figured I was going to get hit by that. I heard her, and I was like, right as I was doing an attack, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get hit by that. So yeah, it's a bit of a management situation whenever you have to deal with the Rathian and the Raptors all at once over here in Area 5. But a couple of potions should get me right back in shape, and I'm actually surprised that tail didn't hit me. It's really impressive how good the hitboxes in this game can be at times. But at the same time, obviously, you got stuff like the Please Off hip check. But obviously, when you're trying to heal and then you got an Eye of Prey spitting poison at you, that can definitely cause you a lot of problems. And also, that's another thing I like to do. If you like do a jump attack, like right beside her, or like right behind her, and then you dodge to the right, you can avoid the tail. Obviously, though, these Eye of Prey are definitely getting in the way and becoming a big problem, so I'm hoping Rathian not leaves the area really soon, because I do not have the patience or time or ability to deal with these guys at once. But you can just chalk that up to a skill issue more than anything, really. Alright, looks like Rathian's enraged again, so I'm gonna have to worry about her having those quicker attacks. And also, I do have to worry about her instant charges and her, like, charging up to me and doing a quick bite. So that's another thing. If you kind of, like, just walk out of the way of her charges, or, like, kind of casually jog out of the way of her charges, she can't actually hit you with that bite if you're not prepared. I mean, you need a pretty serious delayed reaction, but it's happened to me before, because sometimes I just get a little complacent, and I get a little bit into, I really don't know how to describe it. Basically, oh, yeah, I'm going to get hit by that. Okay, well, guess not. That's good. Yeah, basically I just kind of turn my brain off and play the game, and that kind of stops my critical thinking skills. So just something to be mindful of. Oh, yeah, she's gonna hit that tail flip right there. Yep. Although if she does miss that tail flip and she lands back down, that landing does have quite a bit of, I guess, wind gusting around it. So I just gotta be careful of that. I'm just gonna turn out the way here. Oh, I thought she was gonna do the, I swear I thought she was gonna do the spin attack, but I guess I was wrong. Also, if your stamina is red, you can't dodge, so be careful of that. And obviously, I'm gonna try to, not successfully get out of the way of a charge, but these guys, I swear to God, these prey monsters, they are actually, these Gen Prey and these Aya Prey are a serious, serious problem, but it looks like Rathian's actually leaving the area. That's good. That's gonna save me a lot of trouble. Rathian is not leaving the area. Oh my God, no, she is. So sometimes, it looks like sometimes what she's doing is she'll kind of go into like a predetermined spot and then she'll leave the area. Oh my goodness. I'm probably going to beat up these Aya Prey out of spite, honestly, because my God, they are quite annoying. Alright, looks like Rathian's actually going to Area 3. When it comes to Monster Hunter 1, this is actually a pretty iconic spot to fight her. I do want to try to hurry up and get over here as quickly as I can, though, because I don't want the paint bottle to wear off before she actually leaves. Unfortunately, it does look like there are some Aya Prey here. Quite a bit, actually. But Rathian is also leaving the area. I was actually afraid of that. I used a ration because of my stamina being low. I probably should sharpen my weapon as well, but it looks like Rathian's running off somewhere or another. Is she going to Area 10? I guess she is going to Area 10, so I'm going to see if I can catch her there. And if I can catch Rathian in Area 10, I can hopefully get a paintball on her before she actually leaves. I'm not surprised to see monsters here in Area 6, though. Usually it's pretty empty, although I could be wrong. Maybe it's Area 10 I'm thinking of. Usually it has no monsters there, but knowing this mission, there's probably bullfango there, because the Monster Hunter 1 devs were quite evil. Oh no, there's Gen Prey. Oh, there's Gen Prey and Aya Prey again. Of course there's Gen Prey and Aya Prey again. But I'm just going to go ahead and pelt her with a paintball. She has no idea what's going on, but I'm going to take advantage of that and try to get some free damage in since she had to reset to her initial positioning. Although, it does look like she's leaving the area again. That is pretty good. I'm not sure exactly where she's going. Okay, it looks like she's going back to Area 6, but I'm glad she is leaving this area at least, because I'd rather deal with just a few Gen Prey or just a few Aya Prey than both at the same time, because the paralysis mixed with poison can be quite the frustrating combination to deal with. Alright, looks like Rathian's actually low on health, so I'm pretty sure she's leaving the area. Yep, I'm not exactly sure where she nests, but I'm thinking it's either Area 4 or Area 9, but hopefully I can get over to her. Oh, it's Area 10 then. I'm not sure exactly where she's going, but I swear there's some nesting spot here that she goes to where I can beat her up, but I could be wrong. I actually don't think there is any monster that nests in the swamp. I actually don't think there's a nesting area in the swamp now that I think about it. If anybody knows of any areas in Monster Hunter 1 where the monsters do nest, let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested in knowing, but yeah, it seems like the swamp is just that area where the monsters do not nest at all. Of course, I'm trying to get out of a wind gust because I don't have the stamina to block all of them. And where is she going? Alright, she's going to Area 5. Cool. Maybe she's just going to keep doing that thing that Rathalos likes to do, where she flies to one area and then flies to the next and then flies to the next. Because I know that Rathalos sometimes likes to do that if he doesn't really have anywhere to go, and it can be quite annoying to deal with that. Something I actually forgot to do, again, whenever I first got into the zone, is sharpen my weapon. I really don't think it's something I'm going to be able to do, but I'm still going to try to pull it off because I am not very smart. And because of that, I'm going to just see if I can do this whenever I can and try to pull it off. What I'm going to see if I can do is try to get Rathian right as she attacks, and then hopefully Gen Prey or Aya Prey doesn't hit me then. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to get hit by that, but I was able to get my weapon all the way sharpened. I think if I do like one potion, I'll probably select one potion for safety just in case, and that should be in a pretty good spot. But obviously, fighting Rathian with all these Gen Prey and Aya Prey everywhere, it does make this quite frustrating to deal with, so I'm going to have to work around that since they do infinitely respawn in this area. Alright, looks like I was able to take down the Rathian. That's actually much longer than I meant for it to be, so I'll probably just go ahead and record my Yap video while this is recording as well. Obviously, these guys being in the way is going to make carving her a problem, so I'm going to go ahead and try to take some of these guys down because they should stop spawning as soon as I kill them. Because since the main monster's dead and the quest is technically over, they should stop spawning now, because I believe that does turn off all the spawners, so I'm going to go ahead and take these guys out, and then hopefully that'll give me the ability to carve the Rathian. Yeah, there we go. So, just in case you're wondering or worried about it in this game, the monster spawners do usually stop whenever you kill the main monster in quest. Although this cheeky little eye of prey wanted to try to get me whenever it was already done. So if he hits me, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and take care of him. Unfortunately, you do run the risk of not getting all the items because you're running out of time clearing all the small monsters out, but sometimes it can be advantageous to clear out just a couple of them, and it can save you from losing your cars. But obviously, if you spend too much time trying to get all of them, then you're probably just going to lose your cars as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it right there. It's a little bit confusing that they put the Rathian after the Rathalos, but maybe they just wanted to show off the Rathalos, or since Rathian was on the box art, but they wanted to make Rathalos the flagship, maybe they wanted to showcase him first before Rathian so people can get confused about Rathian being before Rathalos, I guess. Because I know in like every other game, I believe you do fight Rathian before Rathalos, but that said, either way, thank everybody so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and leave a comment down below if you, I don't know, just talk about it. Talk about your day. Tell me about it. I don't know, engagement, but also it's just nice seeing people comment and be able to respond to them and stuff. But that said, if you want to join the community of Monster Hunters and join me for some of the multiplayer missions, check out my Discord linked in the description below, where we also play a lot of other Monster Hunter games as well. And some other games, potentially, if we do have access to them, such as, I don't know, Helldivers or something. We'll see. But also, if you want to support the future of the channel, check out my Patreon, linked in the description below, or leave a super thanks or whatever else. Pretty much all the money goes straight to my dogs first, their dog food, their vet bills, and everything else, and then the rest goes towards feeding me. After that, it'll probably just go towards keeping my vehicle in shape, but I don't really see myself getting to a point anywhere past that where, I can even consider anything else besides that. But yeah, that's it. Thank everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.